Let me now get you an update about the status of situation on the ground in Manipur and how that is being legally pursued as well. Remember, the investigations have been taken over by the Central Bureau of Investigation after there were the state police that was in question too with its behavior. But the Supreme Court has now ordered a probe into the violence that has marred the stage and has said that it should look into the sexual assault on women and children, also into the charges of the state police colluding allegedly with the rioters in the state. The top court has also appointed a former Maharashtra top police officer to supervise. A 5-member team of the CBI officers, in which one is a woman officer, will monitor the probe done by the CBI. After the investigation, a report will be submitted to the top court. Now, interestingly, in the latest, tribal MLAs from Manipur have written to the Prime Minister requesting the government at the centre not to withdraw Assam rifles from Churchandpur, which is the border town of Manipur. And a copy of that has been sent to Home Minister Amit Shah. Remember, at this point, with the state police, with the Indian Armed Forces, there are of course, they are the saviors in so many ways, but there is also the level of fear that is understandable among the local civilians. Let's go across to my colleague Suryagni for the latest on that. Suryagni, the court is taking up this matter. The court wants it to be supervised, but it's the Indian Armed Forces on one hand that have also become an issue, whether it's for the Meiteis or for the Kuki communities. But the fact is, reflective on the ground, is the mistrust. It's the bridge between the two groups that's completely broken down.
Well, absolutely, Pooja, and that is what, speaking of, what I want is that, an intervention.
Okay. All right, we'll return to you, Suryagni, in just a short while. There seems to be some audio line issue there, but this is big news coming in. That Supreme Court monitored Manipur probe will now be the next step. So from the state police, the CBI has taken up the matter. And on one side, remember that the Kukis are saying they need the Assam rifles to be able to keep the situation in control, while many of the Meiteis say that the state police is actually saving them in so many ways. The state police also has been divided on ethnic lines, as some of the ground reports have come forth with. So there is, of course, the Indian Armed Forces also trying to ensure that the situation is under control, but has got into this narrative war that is both Kukis and the Meiteis are referring to right now. You can see the situation on the ground is not easy as well, specifically when the women start to lead the protests and the personnel from the Indian Armed Forces are primarily men. And it is not easy at that point to handle the situation. These are some of the earlier visuals that we are bringing to you that was sent in by our reporters on the ground to tell you that there is a very high mistrust, not just within the communities, between them, but also with the state police and the Indian Armed Forces. Suryagni, yes, go ahead. Right now it appears that it will be a very long time till the bridge can be built between the two communities, and it is imperative that both the state police and the Assam Rifles ensure that their job is clear, which is to bring peace into Manipur.
Well, absolutely, Pooja. And, when we spoke to multiple people over here in Manipur since the past 2 days, when, various leaders, including the Prime Minister, spoke on Manipur, everyone was of the opinion that the Prime Minister should, intervene directly over here. And it will be very good for all these communities if the Prime Minister is able to come to Manipur. This is what the locals have been saying, be it Assam Rifles or Indian Armed Forces or, the state police, as you mentioned. There are certain groups which support one faction of the forces, and there is opposition from another community or another group. But amidst all of this, all these groups that we have spoken to, all these communities that we have spoken to, everyone wants a solution to the ongoing crisis. They want the normalcy to be back over here, because that is what, they look forward to, and that is how they have lived for ages over here. And what these people claim is that, nothing, will be like if the Prime Minister is able to come over here and, make people sit on the same table and have dialogue with them. Back to you, Pooja.
All I can say is absolutely tragic and terrible to see what has unfolded in Manipur. Not just the violence, of course, the kind of brutalities that we have seen, but also the mistrust, even with the armed forces, even at that point. And we hope that justice prevails and very soon peace will return to the beautiful northeastern state of Manipur.
The moment women started stone pelting, there's a massive stone pelting and tear shells being fired.